Hi, welcome to Cot Pod. You've got Mick there. He's back. He's not in Scotland. How you doing? You're not in Scotland. You're not in a car. In fact, you've still not got a car since it's been nicked, have you?
No. I'm trying to get a car, but I've been unsuccessful.
Can I just say, while we're on, if there's any good car dealers in the West Country area, he's looking for a Honda Civic Automatic. He's definitely after a car, and if you get him one, we'll do a free sponsorship mention on Quad Pod. How's that?
And if they pant on me for starting all.
Indeed. Right. I can't remember the last episode you came on. I think it was about episode 4 or 5. We're now episode 30. In fact, you may have come on since then. So thanks for coming on. This is a chat with just a City fan. He goes to matches. He's going to tell her how it is. He's going to be authentic. He can say what he likes. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So, Mick, one of the voices of the people, I hope. You up for that?
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Right. A few basics before we start. First of all, last episode, hell performance. Right. We had audio problems. It was a difficult one. We made the decision to put it out. We had to go to an audio. Can I just say thank you to Simon Lane? You are absolutely brilliant. I know I say that about a lot of people, but he's a community guy. His heart is there. He used to live right by the ground. What more can you say? And by the way, Mick, if you can't get a car, get a motorbike, get an Exeter City shirt on, get a photo sent into Quad Pod, right? Even if you haven't got a bike, get a picture of you on a motorbike and send it to me. Yeah, please. We'll stick it on the Twitter feed.
Well, do you know, I did used to be a biker for many years before I got a car. So I've ridden scooters and bikes. In fact, I might just bring a bloody scooter again. Or biker for that matter.
Don't talk to me about bikes. I know about that much knowledge. And Simon was very gentle with me, it has to be said. Right, let's get down to football then. Last 3 months. 13 games, 7 defeats, 2 draws, 3 wins. What's your take on it, Mick?
From a personal point of view, not good. Not good at all. I'm sorry, but some of the fans were literally saying stuff on social media about, especially the defeat at Ipswich, 6-0 defeat. Well, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I mean, we had a good squad. I think personally a draw could have been achieved, but I think from what I heard that we didn't play good whatsoever. And then you had these fans going about, well, a 6-0 defeat is a fair result. I mean, come on, what's all that about? I'm sorry, but I can't accept that.
That's a tricky one because I want to try and be positive, and I have to say, I think you're right. For the 900,000 odd that travelled, that's a long way to go to get a result like that. I'm not sure whether it was the end of season or whether it was because the squad was too thin at the end. I think that was a factor. It was a difficult one.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, Ipswich are a great squad, but even so, I'm pretty sure that given the right tactics, we could have gone away with a result, or at least a defeat that wasn't so bad in terms of the scoreline.
Well, come on. So let's go through those 13 games. Let's look at the wins. Right. Let's do some positives. Lincoln, Accrington Stanley 5-0. Morecambe at the end. Probably shouldn't let them score near the end. Draws away at Wycombe and Fleetwood, I thought were creditable, and they were good results, particularly given our injury crisis at the time and struggles with strikers. But particularly, I thought the Wycombe game was a hard place to go to get a draw, and probably should have won that game, I thought. Did you go? I can't remember.
I unfortunately didn't go to both those games that you mentioned. I wish I'd had, but once again, money problems put paid to that because they're quite far to travel. Those games, but as you said, yeah, I mean, from me being based in West Somerset to go to those sort of places so far up north, it's going to be a struggle. I wish I had gone, obviously, being a City fan, but I'm glad that we got the 2 draw out of it, personally.
Yeah, and if you look at some of the games we lost, right? We lost at Cheltenham. I personally thought that was a bit disappointing. Bolton hard, Peterborough hard, Plymouth hard, and probably against the run of play. Derby hard, Wednesday hard, but we gave it a good go. And then you talked about Ipswich. So I think it was a tough old end of the season. I'll say that. But we got the points.
We actually we got a draw against Derby away. Was you referring to that one? Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a good result, personally. Once again, away at the green, that lot, down at A39 or whatever it is. We had that lot on the run for much of the game, and then we literally threw it away during the second half, and that was really disappointing, I thought, personally. We could have beaten a bottle.
I've got to say, I didn't see that game because I was violently ill with COVID at the time, but and that's my excuse for missing the first derby in years. So I think it was mixed results, but the good thing was we finished with a win, didn't we?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We ended the season on a good, positive note. So that's something to look forward to for, say, next season, I think. I was actually half afraid that we might actually end the season with yet another defeat right at the very end. But I'm just glad that we got back to winning ways, at least for the last game of the season, which was very pleasing.
Yeah, and obviously it was a lovely result for the 3 goals from Jay. Right, the summer so far, it's a bit dead, isn't it? The summer?
Yeah. Lot of players have been sold, which is hardly surprising. I've not kept in touch with the news yet about any recent signings.
Well, I'm not sure where they have been. I mean, look, let's go through them. Blackman was a reasonably good keeper. I thought he slowed our play down a bit, but he's off to the US. There's no news on Archie Collins and Josh Key. Kevin McDonald has just signed for Bradford on a 2-year contract today, which is a shame. I think we probably offered only a 1-year contract, I'm guessing. And then the interesting one, Jack Sparks. Have you heard that one?
I haven't, no. But I did hear the rumours that he was going to go as well anyway at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, he's gone. He's going off to Lincoln potentially. That's the rumour.
Oh right. Okay.
So of Gary's players that he brought in then. So he brought in Dimitri Mitchell, Blackman, Will Amerson, Scott and Woods. How many do you think have hit the ground running? Or do you think hit the ground running?
This might upset a lot of fans, but I think personally just the one, which was Blackman.
Really? Not Dimitri Mitchell? Bit harsh.
Yeah, he was all right. He played okay for 1 or 2 games, but overall, obviously that impressed him in all hindsight. Blackman, I thought, was exceptional for most of the season.
Yeah.
But really, apart from him, I didn't really rate any of the players. that he brought in.
Wow.
They had, I know it's going to upset a lot of fans, but I mean, individually, they had their own, one or two matches.
Oh, we think we're fading out. Mick, are you there? I think we've just lost Mick. I do love West Country Wi-Fi. And Mick, are you back? Hello, Mick. I think Mick's just left us. Oh, there we go, Mick. You're back.
Yay!
West Country,
Right.
West Country Wi-Fi.
But your Wi-Fi, probably my Wi-Fi, it's rubbish anywhere where I'm at.
I've got super special Wi-Fi for my home office, me. So, new season, where do we need to strengthen?
Midfield, out the back, definitely. We need decent left back. Centre forward, obviously, we need a good, strong one at the back. But potentially midfield and at the back. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I've always thought that we've always had a bit of a left back problem, personally.
Yes. And I'm going to go along with that. I definitely think we need 2 or 3 central midfielders.
Yeah.
If we can play the formation that we played at the end of last season.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would think that we're very light in the striker area.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Yeah, but then if you notice that Caldwell was playing sort of different formations, different tactics, literally every single whole match, it just wasn't working out properly, and that's probably why it contributed to losing 6 in a row because there's no stability.
I think he was spending a little bit of time getting his formation right and testing players out. He had the opportunity.
Yeah.
By the way, the player I particularly liked at the end was Pedro Borges, last game of the season. I thought he played really, really well, I thought. So definitely one for the future. And in talking of ones for the future, Beardsmore, Billington, James coming through. Not bad.
Not bad indeed.
Which one's going to make
it? Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
Which one's going to make it?
Oh, all of them.
Cool. I like your style. So I like positivity. I agree. I think at least 2 of those are going to do well. I think we'll see James come through as a centre half. I think he looks good.
It's a shame though. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's a shame that we couldn't obviously have Stano back in the squad for next season. Bless him.
Hey, maybe. That's what I like about this time of year, because everybody thinks it's dead, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden the optimism comes in, and
that's it.
And then the news comes every day.
Yeah, that's right. So you never know.
And talking of commercial news, did you see the new commercial news that the club have put out today about IT optimizing?
No, I haven't. Please enlighten me about that, Al.
Well, IT optimizing, and by the way, we never used to put out, and I love this, we never used to put out big things about commercial bulletins from the club, but they're starting to really do it at the moment. Optimizing IT apparently are taking over the Stagecoach stand. So thank you to Stagecoach. I think that they should be thanked for what they've done and the loyalty they've shown, and also Carpet were at it. But they've taken over the stand, and obviously we've got Hell Performance. And talking to Simon Lane, excuse me, we've got them on a 3-year shirt sponsorship deal, apparently.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, no, that is good. And I think that that's a positive. So local
Absolutely.
company, 90 countries, it's a real positive. What do you think about season ticket sales and stuff? Have you seen them?
It's been good. So that's also another positive step for City. Obviously not as good as, say, last season so far, but I think sales have been pretty good. Been heard what I've heard anyway.
Now that's interesting because I don't know, and it's interesting about how people hear things because you've not heard.
Yeah.
We've actually sold more early bird season tickets than we did last year.
Oh, well, there you go then. So I stand corrected. That's fantastic news.
No,
wow.
Credit where credit's due. And you know, you were talking about the cost to go into football, and I know that everybody can have challenges with that. Have you seen the early bird thing? I don't remember doing that last year, did we? The instalment plan, sorry.
We did it last year, or last season rather. Yeah.
Did we do it last year?
We did it last season, or last year. So that's good though. That sales for the early bird thing has actually succeeded last year or last season. I mean that's great news.
It certainly helps. And you haven't heard everything from the club by the sound of it. What events have you heard going on in the summer?
Will there be some sort of gig at Centre Spot? Or some sort of charity? Go on then, tell me.
I don't know everything, but the only thing that I've heard of, and I will plug for them, is I'll plug anything, by the way, if I know, is the party in the park is on July the 2nd, and it looks like other clubs like Fulham are getting in the news for doing stuff that links to charity, but we all know that we've been doing party at the parks for many years, so that's happening. In terms of gigs, I haven't heard of any gigs that are on, although I do know that we're getting discount on tickets for the gig at Powderham Castle. I believe there's one going on there.
Nice.
And I do know that Muse played Home Park, the Exeter band Muse.
How dare they bloody treat us?
Well, I couldn't believe it. And there was a great. You see the picture of the great Exeter fan that wore his shirt to Home Park on the pitch.
Good lad.
Yeah,
brilliant.
We don't know your name, but whoever you are, we salute you, my friend. That's absolutely quality Snapchatting or whatever you're doing. So, what could we do? What would you like to see done over the summer?
I would like to see a few open mic nights, whether it's music or comedy.
Yes. Okay. Open mics and comedy. I shall share these at trust meetings, by the way. So, talking of comedy nights, I'm going to one on Thursday. I've mentioned them before, but it's just across the road. 250 odd tickets, £12 a pop. Quality comedians that are on the national circuit. Brilliant. Last Thursday of the month, come to my town. Always there. So
it's quite far away. That's a problem now.
Yeah. And by the way, they haven't got a bar. We've got a bar at the spot. Can you believe? Can you imagine what we could do with a bar?
Shocking, eh? Disgusting.
I know. I don't get it. And I'd like to see Elvis nights, ABBA nights, and it's not being mentioned at trust meetings because it is being. And I'm sure some people will think this is negativity. And if they do listen to this, it's not negativity. It's just wanting the best for the city. So, and Mick is thinking the same as me by the sound of it.
Yeah. Also, can I just make a point about City in general? But I think that our fan base, I believe, is actually away from City itself than City fans being in Exeter. Personally, I think there's actually more City fans that don't live in Exeter than those that live in Exeter. And it seems to have quite a large or quite a wide fan base all over. I mean, I've seen flags with sort of Leeds, Grecians and stuff like that, which I find very interesting to see.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
we do see wide support.
You know what that is, don't you? It's because a lot of people go like myself. I went off to university, did a degree.
Yeah.
I never in the nicest way. I'd love to go back, but I never went back because my career didn't take me to Exeter. So
right.
Although I have just seen an Exeter fan I know has just got a job at a legal business in Exeter, and I know that he's which is great news for him. So, but you're right. But I still think there's a big enough fan base in Exeter. I mean, the whole catchment area, I'm going to say, is about 190,000 people.
Yeah.
Do you know what the population is of Exeter?
Actually, well, when I closed it about 18 years back, it was about 150,000. And I think now it's probably closer to about 180,000, if not more. The city has definitely expanded.
Yeah, it depends what you class the city, because you're right, it has expanded. And definitely a League One stroke lower championship club has got to be, a possibility now. There's no reason why not, I think. So a bit of work to be done there. Club, if you want to put any ideas out, send them to Quad Pod. We'll advertise them for you running up to your events, just like we did with the private tournament evening. We'll happily plug you. Don't forget that there's a party in the park. Let's get to some other positives. Sorry, wrong side. Kit sponsor.
Yes.
Say goodbye. I've got an old one on tonight. So, Adidas, as you know. Great sponsor. Shirt, should I say. And it goes back to the history when we had the ECFC down there. I'm just wondering whether they're going to do that on the reveal, because that would be absolutely brilliant. But the trouble is we've got a logo and a badge, but maybe they'll do it underneath. Yeah. So
as long as that dreadful green and yellow crap that they had a few seasons back. Awful t-shirt that was.
Yeah.
No. I thought like peeking out every time I saw a fan wearing that god awful t-shirt. Hated it.
You are funny. Talking of t-shirts, by the way, Hell Motorbikes on their website have got lots of merchandise, and they've got some really good grey black t-shirts with red on. And I really encourage Exeter fans to support them, especially if you're a biker, and actually buy some merch off their website. So I think they've been good to us. We should be good to them.
Definitely. Yeah, quite agree.
So I'm going to say mixed on the club commercial side, although a shout out to the shop. You cannot get any merchandise at the moment because they've cleared out all the merchandise from the old stock. So that's actually a positive, I think. So have you tried to get anything recently?
Do you know what? It's really rare that I buy anything from the club shop. All I've got is a few scarves from years down the line, badges, and that's it. Oh, and 1 or 2 books. But I've never actually bought a club T-shirt.
I'm gonna challenge you to get the new Hell Adidas kit this year. If anybody sees Mick not wearing a football match, you point at him and go, "Shame on Mick, shame on Mick," in an Al Murray style way. Yeah.
I will bow my head down in absolute shame and say defensive pint instead.
Indeed. Right. So we've talked commercial. What about the trust? You weren't at the last trust meeting because I only just got there myself. What do you know about what the trust is doing at the moment?
Not as such, but I would presume it's probably. Would it be fair to say? Could it be bad news on your part?
On my part, for not being at the meeting? I think the reason why I was not at the meeting is because although I've asked for them to be sent to me, they didn't actually send out anything, and I only saw it on XWeb that the meeting was being held, and somebody had trouble logging in. And I think that the other reason on that is that they make people hold on for half an hour, 40 minutes for when they're finished, shall we say, to start the second part of the meeting. Now, some people would say that is just how the process works, but I would suggest that people probably don't go to the meetings if they realise that it doesn't start at the time they say, and they have to wait half an hour to log on. So it doesn't feel very good. Yeah? No.
I'm very sorry to hear.
Yeah, no, a bit frustrating. What about? I do know that they had a secretary that stepped down, Phil, who did a sterling job for a few years. He's gone on his travels, but then a new secretary came in, and for whatever reason, it's not happening. I'm also hearing that some other people have tried to apply to the trust and haven't had the documentation through, which is equally frustrating if people want to join. Although saying that, some people have shown they've joined. For example, Simon Lane at Hell is just joining up. Cool. And Optimizing IT apparently are signing up, which is good. So, but yeah, trust elections are not far off. Are you gonna stand this time, you think?
I think I'm going to sort of stand down actually, for personal reasons. I might re-stand again the following season, but this one, I want to give that one a miss.
Oh, okay. All right. You stood for the last 2 years, haven't you?
I did, yes. Yes, that's right. I think that the last season one was quite good in getting various votes from fellow fans. That seems to have been more popular than the previous season. But I'm going to give this season a break and most likely stand again for the following season instead.
Oh, okay, good. Don't lose faith. I know a lot of people have lost faith. And I know that there's a lot of people did stand that I don't think have been contacted. Were you contacted by the trust, by the way, to do anything for them? Just out of interest.
I think that's one of the reasons why I thought, you know what, if they can't be asked to actually give me a bell every now and again, I can't see why I should actually have any faith in the trust itself. Well, I've been a trust member for, 15 seasons now.
15 years. And yeah. Well, thank you for your leadership. I personally appreciate it. I understand how you feel. I have a similar story. Again, I'm not sure myself. So, because I'm sure the trust will, some of them might actually look at this download. But what I will say is that we need to do better, because we're going to be losing skills of people that actively have wanted to join, that have been involved in the elections over the last 3 or 4 years, and we don't know their skill sets, and we've lost them potentially. So,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Right, new season. Let's change the subject completely. That's a bit deep.
Yes.
Strength of League One: Wigan, Reading, Blackpool, Bolton, Peterborough, Barnsley, Derby, Portsmouth, Stockport, Orient, Stevenage, Northampton. What do you reckon?
Now, do you know what? We've got some good games coming up, and I think personally, Stockport's going to be one of the best ones.
Yeah, I agree. That's going to be a great day.
That's one game that I really will aim to go away and home. Obviously, I've not been to Exeter Park in God knows how many years. Of course, Blackpool, a good away trip for a lot of fans. A holiday.
We've lost
of a
it.
sort.
Say that again. You recorded your Wi-Fi played up.
Oh, yeah. I think for many fans, Blackpool's going to be a good holiday weekend.
Yes.
That's if we don't play them in midweek.
That'll be a Tuesday night.
Hope not, but there's been a lot of talk about going to Reading.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Reading.
Yeah,
they've got big financial problems, haven't they?
Apparently so. Yeah, definitely.
And Peterborough, I believe.
I'm not sure what's going on with Peterborough, but I think there could be a contention for going straight up automatically for next season. Reading, on the other hand, they're going to be struggling. I'm pretty sure of it. As you said, they've got a few financial woes and worries in the club.
Yeah. I'm hearing a rumour, by the way, that Bolton are making a transfer bid for Kane Wilson, which is from Bristol City. So I don't think we get that. Have you heard any transfer rumours? What have you heard?
I've heard absolutely nothing yet. No, nothing at all. It'll probably all at some point during our pre-season friendlies, which is another point we should talk about later on.
True. But before we do, what about 5 million? Lick your lips. £5 million potentially. Matt Grimes going to Southampton.
Oh, right.
Potentially.
Potentially. Well, let's hope it doesn't go. But if it does go, do you think that £5 million is a good price?
It's probably the going rate. Probably a little bit cheap, I would say. But I think it would be about £1 million to us, or at least 800,000, I would say. So that could transform the window for us if that one came through.
Yeah.
Imagine what Gary Cook could do.
Well, it's a shame we can't hold on to a player like Grimes. I think he's a good player. I think that's one of the problems we've always had with Exeter. We seem to sort of let the best players go for literally next to nothing, and then we've got to struggle all over again for a decent squad.
I think you misheard me. I said Matt Grimes. He's at Swansea. You misheard me.
Oh, sorry. Misheard you. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Matt Grimes at Swansea, isn't he? Because we sold him, but I think we're going to get a percentage of the there. So, which could be a good one. So go on then, friendlies.
I've been. I'm going to try and go to at least 4 of them, and one of them has to be Taunton, because Taunton is my nearest main town to where I live, so I can't miss that, obviously.
Where in the city,
Well, naturally. Absolutely right, sir.
Yeah, shame on you if you're not. Remember that.
And my anti-Plymouth Argyle Scum flag, don't you know? Which is very important.
Brilliant. What about Coventry?
Well, I've got them in this. Oh, is that at home? We've got them. Yeah, I didn't hear about that one. Right. Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah. And then I'm going to put it out there. Yeah, there's Tiverton and some of the local teams again. which
yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I understand the community aspect of that, and it's always very good. But I can't remember, and this is why Coventry's exciting. The last time we had a really interesting friendly at home. Can you?
The last one that I remember, that we played a top flight team was actually Crystal Palace about 10 years back. Yeah.
Really?
They played there. Yeah, and I think it was either a draw. I'm pretty sure it was a draw. It was years and years ago. I think it was about a good 10 years back. And Crystal Palace came down for a friendly.
I must have been
yeah. I don't think many fans remember that. I definitely do. You know, the away end was actually quite packed as well. I had a good crowd that evening.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Crystal Palace. There's a long story there, so which we won't go into. How about next season? By the way, mentioned at the trust meeting, and should go down any other business in the notes. The potential of Motherwell and FC United and Manchester away, right? Fan-zone football clubs, and doing a little tournament.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds brilliant. Well, that sounded that.
I'm like you. I'd love to go to somewhere like Motherwell and watch a football game.
Definitely.
I think we should do that.
Well, for any City fans that have not been north of the border to watch a match, I'll tell you now, it's very, very different to what we're used to in the English league. Because, a few seasons back, I saw the Tayside derby between Dundee and Dundee United.
Yeah.
And that was in this, I think they call it the Scottish Championship now, which is basically the Scottish second tier.
And they're right next to each other, aren't they? The grounds. Yeah.
Literally. It's weird because Dundee's quite a large city, but the two clubs are only about 600 yards apart. It's really bizarre.
Did they play the first half in one stadium and the second half in the other and just move?
Not quite, no. But there's any sort of real animosity between each fans. Yeah, there was banter, but I think it was all basically light-hearted, if anything else. But they had a crowd sort of 8,000, something 8,000. I know that out of, I think six Scottish clubs that I've been to, only Rangers that I saw, Ibrox, had a four-sided ground. Every other ground that I've been to, literally, were playing with three sides.
Really?
It's very bizarre. Yeah.
Very bizarre.
I mean, no passion is still there, but as I said, Scottish football it's very different.
Well, put it this way: their directors at Motherwell are well up for it, as are FC United. George Baker is up for it there, and Athletic Bilbao is another one. They're up for it, and the London Supporters Club and they play in red and white just like us. Athletic Bilbao. Their fans are up for doing a game at ours as well. So can you imagine having that? A Spanish top tier team coming to Exeter.
That would be awesome. And hopefully, if we could actually play them in Spain, if it's going to be a second leg sort of tournament, that would be, I tell you what, I'd be more than up for going to that.
You and me both. A little bit of tapas. We could do that, couldn't we? And I think the club could do cheap scheduled flights from Exeter Airport to keep the costs down as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could hire a couple of planes, I reckon. Yeah.
I can imagine the plane being red and white
Yeah, we'll name the plane J Stansfield or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on that note, it seems like a good point to sort of end on a real positive. I know that there's been some authentic comments in there, so and I thank you for that, Mick.
Thank you.
I'm going to see you in a season in the season very shortly. Yeah.
No, can't wait for that.
Don't forget.
Yay!
See you around. Let's get the new shirts out. Let's get them out. That's everybody. Right.
That's it, man.
An Exeter business supporting an Exeter City Football Club. It's going to be a hell of a season, Mick. Follow the dream. Yeah.
We got all the optimism, we got all the dreams, but
Yeah.
I fear that we are going to, I think, probably end in mid-table. Of course, if I'm proved wrong and actually, end the season near the top, I would obviously be more than happy. But I mean, let's face reality. I think we are not going to be, shall we say, challenging for the top four. I think if we get to mid-table, see how it goes, well, we'll be okay. But of course, if I'm obviously proven wrong and the team do play to more than their potential, that will be even more fantastic.
Well, we don't know what it's going to look like yet. We're going to have to be patient, as they say.
Yeah.
And on that note, thanks for coming on. You've been brilliant. Love having you on. We'll see you in another 10 or 15 episodes, and we can have a catch up of where we are. Yeah.
Yay! Can't wait.
Don't forget.
Cheers,
get a football top. Get a football top. Everybody. See you later.
Cheers out.